Live from the Abuja studios of Kaftan TV. Right about now, we are going to be getting updates on the killings in OKUAMA. And joining us to do so is Dr. John Uwa. He's a lecturer at the Mountain Top University and also a socio-political commentator, a critic, and also a writer. You're welcome to the program, Doctor.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's good to have you on the program. Hello, Doctor. Can you hear me?
Thank you very much.
All right. Very quickly now, could you give us a brief summary of the current situation of things in OKUAMA?
Well, the current situation of things is that the military occupation in OKUAMA is still there. That is, we still have military presence in OKUAMA. The OKUAMA people, the community are still, members of the community are still hiding in the bushes. They are still neighbors to reptiles and other dangerous animals in the forest, OKUAMA forest. That is, the Nigerian army, they are still not giving us the reason why they are still occupying OKUAMA, because they've not told us who killed those people, other than the speculations and the various conspiracy theories that we have. So it is a very sad situation that even till this moment, the military intelligence have not been able to come out with very clear facts that would convince the world that the killing was actually done by members of the OKUAMA community to justify their presence. Even though we have innocent people, the military have continued to impose themselves in a way that is undemocratic, unconstitutional, and in a way that suggests that if you are quiet and law-abiding in Nigeria, the law does not protect you. So we have a group of unprotected Nigerians, defenseless Nigerians, especially women and children, that are caught up in the bush, in the forest, waiting for hope or waiting against hopelessness. So basically, the army are still in OKUAMA community. They are still not told us why they are there, and they have still not told us who killed the 17 Nigerian officers. First of all, I also want to register, of course, we have said that repeatedly, that we have sent our condolences, our heartfelt condolences to the Nigerian army and the Nigerian people for the death of very senior officers and men of the Nigerian army. And even at that, we are also very concerned that civilians have been killed and nobody is talking about. So the situation is that civilians have been killed. At least we know that 17 soldiers were killed. But now we are talking about an unspecified amount of defenseless men, women, and children who have been killed, and others who have been cut off. People have come out to say that they don't even know where their family are. They don't know where their siblings, they don't know where their husbands are. So that is the situation now, and it's very pathetic. Until we begin to speak out and speak to power, this thing will just be there. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak about this.
Okay now, Dr. John, while you, at the beginning of your submission, you said a lot about the fact that the Nigerian military have not been able to specify the reason why they are there, and also they have been, they have laid siege in the OKUAMA community, and their reason for there is still basically in the realm of speculations. Can you give us a brief rundown of these speculations from the part of the army on why they are still there?
Okay, now, yes, thank you very much. Take note that the Nigerian army have continued to contradict itself for the singular fact, and that is because truth does not change, lie will continue to change. So the army has continued to, because they are not sure, they've given up this different narrative about what happened in OKUAMA. But I can assure you that if you look at it from the point of logic, you will see that the contradictions that the Nigerian army is feeding the Nigerian public with is based on speculations. because their intelligence is not tight enough to pinpoint the cause. Now, I'll tell you what caused this death. Now, they said they came for a peacekeeping. Let's assume Nigerian army came for a peacekeeping. In fact, that raises another eyebrow. Who sent you on a peacekeeping? Who are those that are informed? The community is the governor informed, the DSS and other critical stakeholders as far as the security of the state is concerned. They are uninformed. Okay, now the bottom line is that 17 military officers were killed, and their body, their mutilated body, unfortunately was found at the Forcados River. The Forcados River is a stretch of river that runs through that region, to Forcados itself, from OKUAMA to Okoloba. These are different communities. And you see, when the dead body flows, it can flow anywhere. But the thing is that the dead body was found at the Okoloba axis of the Forcados River. Take note, not in the Okoloba communities, but the river itself. And then, you know, when a cat cries at night and then the baby dies in the morning, it's very easy to say it is the cat that caused the death of that baby. So there was a dispute between two communities, and the army came to settle. And of course, fracas happened, and things happened, and the unfortunate situation happened. But then, because this body was found at the OKUAMA axis of the Forcados River, is not enough to reach the conclusion that OKUAMA people killed the army.
Very well then, Dr. John. Can you hear me? Dr. John, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So you talked about the fact that Nigerian military are running with different narratives, a lot of different narratives. I want to understand, what are the specifics of these narratives that you have alleged that the Nigerian military are running with? Then secondly, are you by any means saying that it is possible that the Nigerian military officers that were killed were not killed at OKUAMA? Probably their mutilated bodies, just the river brought them to the Okoloba axis?
Yeah, these are possibilities. Yeah. Now, for the first question you asked me, the various narratives to suggest that the Nigerian army in themselves are being speculative about the killing in OKUAMA. One was that when the incident took place, the tragic incident occurred, the military, the CDS, came out and said that we know who killed our men and we'll go after them. So if you know who killed your men, go after them and tell us who these people. They didn't tell us. This expedition to unravel the dirt of this gallant officer took the military again to a community in Bayelsa State, that they were looking for somebody that is tied to the killing of the soldier in Bayelsa State. They went to Bayelsa State. They didn't tell us why all of this, but there's speculation tying into this. Again, the military went on air to say that the men who were killed were because they were on a peacekeeping mission. They came unarmed. That is, they didn't come with their military, with their guns and everything. Of course, the CDS said that if they were armed, it would have been impossible for those gallant officers to be brought down just like that, like chickens. Now, he returned again to tell us that they are in OKUAMA to look for the missing ammunition, the missing guns and weapons of the soldiers that were taken after they were killed. Look at the contradiction. First of all, you said that they were unarmed, they went on a peace mission, and they were unarmed, and that was why they were killed. And then you come out to say that you are in OKUAMA to search for missing guns. We are intelligent people. Look at the logic. There is no gun, and then you come back to say you are looking for a gun. So they have not been able to tell what the real reason why they're in OKUAMA now. Concerning whether they were killed in OKUAMA, it is open to mute, it's open to speculations. It is possible they were killed elsewhere, and of course the body, water flows. It is also possible that some irate persons, unidentified person, may have killed them in OKUAMA. That's a possibility. But however, there are still innocent people in OKUAMA. So until you find people, the innocent people must be protected. That's what we are saying. Not that you are going to begin to throw away the bathwater and the child altogether. So what about the defenseless people? We're talking about a community of not less than up to 1,000 people who are predominantly fishermen and farmers. The Yoruba people in that part of the Delta State have never been known for violence.
All right, then.
The Yoruba nation, from the inception of Nigeria, has supported this country in a way that defines the very foundation of unity of Nigeria. The Yoruba people have not ever been violent, but by not protecting these people, you are suggesting to them, and protecting those who are violent, you are suggesting to them that violence is the way to get recognition of the things you want. Now, these are people. Now, the Niger Delta politics is that there's a politics of bunkering. There's politics of, if you look at where these things are happening, OKUAMA is not an oil producing community. But why is the OKUAMA now crucial to bunkering? Because it acts as an interface between the bunkering trade. So that strategic positioning of OKUAMA has attracted super bunkers who need that route. So they're looking for a way to sack that community so that they can take over. These are things the military should also look at.
All right, then, Doctor, I'd have to hold you on for a second. I was listening to the chairman of Okoloba Federating Community, Mr. Clement Koki, and he said the sole property of the Okoloba community belongs to the Okoma people, talking about the Afodonu, the Bolu, Afobolu, and other areas. These farmlands, the economic trees, and the waters, they are the ancestral lands of the Okoloba community. Now, are there any documents to back up these claims? Are you aware of any documents to back up these very claims?
It is a colossal falsehood for Okoloba community to lay claim to those lands, and that is what has caused the tension. Of course, you know Tom Polo and the head of one of the Tantitans. They are highly placed people. They have the money, they have the resources to do whatever they want to do, and that's what they've been doing. They've been using armed talks to threaten to the Okoloba people. Of course, there's land disputes. When there's land dispute, it is the government that will come to determine the boundaries of those lands. But these people are taking laws into their hands to begin to intimidate, to use their power and their position to oppress the defenseless Okoloba people. So we are suspecting that they are even using the military. There's a speculation among the people. Of course, we hear this news coming that these people are using the opportunities, their position to oppress them. So there's no truth. In fact, the Okoloba community chairman even suggested, because they are boasted during the crisis, in the confrontation and the tension, the land tension dispute, they have said that there will be no OKUAMA, that they are going to make sure that OKUAMA is sacked. So if military are suddenly killed in OKUAMA community, is it not possible to investigate that kind of statement that is saying that OKUAMA will be sacked, there will be no OKUAMA? And now again, the military is occupying that place. The Okoloba community chairman is coming to say that OKUAMA community should be turned into a military barracks to reinforce their earlier suggestion or threats that there will be no OKUAMA. These are the things the military should look at. They have a military intelligence that should investigate this statement. When people say something, it is an expression of their interior motive. So there's a motive. Psychoanalytically, if you look at those statements and then reconcile it to what they are said in the past, it is a fulfillment of the threat that is happening. So they've set the Nigerian state, the military, against the OKUAMA people in such a way that OKUAMA will be sacked. And then their grand plan to make sure that there is no OKUAMA is manifesting in the suggestion that OKUAMA should become a military base. And that is what all good, well-meaning Nigerians of integrity, of fairness, and justice and equity should stand up and ask that justice should be given to OKUAMA. The case should be thoroughly investigated, not on the surface, not peripheral, but should look at very deep, and then the culprit be brought to book. If it's OKUAMA people that are found guilty in the end, they should be punished. But until you find who these people are, the OKUAMA people remain innocent. They should be treated as innocent people. Hello? 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 Hello, are you there?
Politics, entertainment, sports, and more. Live from our studios.
Many thanks for watching and join us again at 9
Kaftan
p.m.
TV News. While wrapping up the day, unwind with the reminiscence of the day's news from home and abroad with Kaftan TV 7 p.m. News.
Good to have you, Jen.
Welcome back. This is still the Polity, and we'll stay on to Dr. John Owa on the OKUAMA killings. Hello, doctor. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. I thought I lost you for a minute.
All right, welcome back now. Okay, now looking at the fact that royal fathers in the past have tried to mediate in this very conflict in talking about the land dispute. Military governments have also tried to mediate, and all of these efforts have proven abortive in the bid to find lasting solution. At this point now that there are talks of establishing military barracks in OKUAMA community, what would you suggest is a way to ensuring sustainable peace between the both communities right now?
Okay, now I think the idea of a military barrack is a no-no, is unacceptable, and it is a mark of oppression against innocent people who have been law-abiding for centuries. Now, the OKUAMA people and the Calabar people, they have lived in peace, and they have always had this land dispute. As it is in all parts of Nigeria, there have always been land disputes. It is the duty of the government to give a sincere solution by inviting all the critical stakeholders to reach an agreement about where the land starts and ends, and where compromises will need to be made. When all the parties, the critical stakeholders agree to this, then you can have a lasting solution. But when you use your power to oppress people, when it comes to issues of inheritance, nobody will stand and accept, no matter how defenseless, how poor, the people always revolt. They always be revolt. That is what is happening. The dispute between Okoloba and OKUAMA has lingered for some time, and that is because a certain section or party feels that they have the military connection, they have the state connection, and they have the power. And the more you do that, the more there's going to be tension and strife, and that is what is causing the involvement of military in this kind of matter. The military should not be seen to be settling land dispute. They have a boundary commission in Delta State that should look into it. So a responsible government will set up a proper commission to look into the land dispute and make recommendations. And based on this recommendation, involving the parties, then the disputes or the solution will not be far-fetched. But when you begin to cut corners and begin to use your power, as we see now, there will continue to be problem, and that is the problem. So if you set up a military camp in OKUAMA, for example, based on these happenings, two things will be involved. One, it will amount to complete injustice against the OKUAMA people, and that is what we are fighting against, because we want justice, fairness, and equity. Two, it will give substance to the threat that have been made in the past that there will be no OKUAMA because they are asking for their rights. So certain people in Okoloma have said that there will be no such a thing, there should be no such a place as OKUAMA. So if those people are beginning to use this opportunity to ask that the OKUAMA should become a military barrack, then that is something the military will have to investigate. It's like the wisdom of Solomon. When the woman came, laying claim to a single child, Solomon in his wisdom said the child should be killed. The original mother of the child said, no, the child should not be killed. Rather than killing the child, and the child to the woman, the other woman. It was at that point that Solomon knew that the original owner of the child is this woman who said the child should not be killed. If you use that template to interpret the OKUAMA situation, you will see that those who are actually calling that, saying that OKUAMA should be used as a military base, may be responsible for some of the things going on, and that deserves investigation. And that's what we're doing. What we are having now is investigation that is poking at the surface of the issue. It is treating the symptoms and not the cause of the ailment itself. So we are saying that the military in intelligence, together with all other intelligence agencies in Nigeria, should dig deep and investigate. And they should tell us why they went to Bayelsa State to look for somebody that is supposed to be related.
All right, now, Doctor, finally now, because we have less than 4 minutes to go on this segment of the program, I want us to talk about the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project. A lot of reactions have trailed that very project, and the latest coming from the former Vice President of Nigeria, Waziri Atiku Abubakar. Part of his claims was the fact that the contract didn't follow due process, and also the contract was more of a business transaction between two old friends, talking about President Tinubu and the high-tech company. And he also alleged that Sheyi Tinubu, who happens to be the son of the president, is a board member of the Chaguri Group. What are your thoughts on these very allegations and the project itself? We have 3 minutes to do so.
Okay, yes. Why I think that the project is an interesting one, because it has been a project that has been there for a long time. So we have seen a president who has the courage to begin to execute it. However, the circumstances surrounding the execution of this are some of the things that are obscure to viewers like us, and these are the things that is informing public outrage and condemnation. That is, the circumstances surrounding the execution of the contract must follow due process, must be clear. Sheyi Tinubu, for example, should not be fingered. And then, what are the procedures? What are the laws, extant laws that talks about demolition, and what are the preventive measures that the government have followed all these things and been transparent about it? Then Waziri, for example, would, of course, there will be political statement. So when you don't do something right, you are giving your opponent the opportunity to use those wrong things to make political statement. That's what is going on. The idea, the execution, the idea is okay, but the execution is faulty because it is shrouded in controversy and secrecy. So the government should be open enough, and those gray areas should be made clear. The whole essence of democracy is that democracy should be, governance should be open to criticism, especially constructive criticism. That is what the Lagos-Calabar I'm going through now.
Thank you so much, Dr. John Owa, lecturer at the Mountaintop University, sociopolitical commentator, writer, and also a critic. Thank you so much for your very much insightful analysis on the program. We do hope to have you here again sometime.
Thank you. I look forward to being on the program again.
Thank you so much. I will take a